today's assignment is similar to last week. We're still dividing with fractions, but this time they're going to be mixed numbers first. So before I go through any examples, make sure you have this worksheet and a pencil. All right, here we go. Example number 1 looks like this. Just like in our warm-up, we're going to put in our times and our plus, times and plus, times and plus for both numbers. We cannot flip the second fraction because this thing right here is not a fraction yet. We have to make it be a fraction before we can do any flipping, any using the reciprocal. So let's look at that first mixed number. We have 3 times 2, and then we add 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So that means we have 8 over 3. And then the second fraction is 5 times 1, that's 5, plus 3 is 8. And that is 8 over 5. So the very first thing I'm going to do is rewrite it. Keep it divide by. My only job is to make it be fractions. All right, you want to keep, you want to change, you want to flip. You want to keep, change, flip. Don't forget to write those in. And here are my arrows. Keep, change, flip. So the first one is still 8/3. Then we change it to times, and then we flip the second fraction, so that's 5 over 8. Looking at this diagonal, they're both prime, which means the only thing we can divide by is 1. Decide if you're writing in the divide by ones. 5 divided by 1 is 5. See how it didn't change? 3 divided by 1 is 3. Didn't change. Now I'm going to look at the other direction and see in the other direction. Can I get rid of that? Yeah, I can. In the other direction, there's 8s. I could divide by 2. I could divide by 4, but the number that makes the most sense is 8. If I can divide a number by itself, the quotient, the answer will be 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. I like multiplying by ones. 8 divided by 8 is 1. All right, next up, we rewrite. 1 over 3 times 5 over 1 equals 5 over 3. We're not quite done. You have a couple of options. If you just know how to change this into a mixed number, great. And if you can't remember, we're going to put it in our calculator. 5 divided by 3 equals. The number in front of the decimal point is 1. So when I rewrite this as a mixed number, 1 is the number in front of the decimal point. Then we write a 3, and we see that 1 times 3 is 3, so we still have to add 2, and then we will match 5/3. So the final answer is 1 2/3. On the bottom of your page, there are some possible answers, and you'll see that 1 2/3 is right here. So we did it correctly. I'm going to do 2 more examples. If you feel like you got this and you don't want to listen, that's fine, but don't talk to a friend while everybody else is watching the examples. Right, example number 2, 2 1/4 divided by 5 2/5. Take a moment and find that on your page. 2 1/4 divided by 5 2/5. Job number 1, we have to make them be fractions. So that's 4 times 2, add 1. Again, 4 times 2 plus 1. That gets us to 9 over 4. Keep the divide by. Then the second mixed number, 5 times 5, add 2. One more time, 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. 27 over 5. All right, we got to keep, we got to change, we got to flip. We got to keep, change, flip. Keep, change to times, and then flip that second fraction, 5 over 27. All right, I see a prime number. 5 is prime, and 5 is bigger than 4, so that means the only thing we could divide by, again, decide if you really want to write divide by 1, is 1. 4 divided by 1 is 4. 5 divided by 1 is 5. See how it doesn't change? And looking at the other direction, there's 9 and 27. Neither of those is prime, but I want to try to divide by one of the numbers. So I'm going to divide by 9, because if I count by 9, I will say 27. There are 3 9s in 27, and there is 1 9 in 9. Right, now let's rewrite our circled numbers. Look at us go. 1 over 4 times 5 over 3 equals 1 times 5 is 5, and 4 times 3 is 12. At this point, a lot of kids are saying, Miss Colby, do I need to make this be a mixed number? And the answer is no, and here's why. 5 divided by 12 gets you this decimal. Do you see how there's a 0 in front? That's why you don't need to. But if you did want to make it be a mixed number, it would just be this one. 0 in front. 12 times 0 is 0 plus 5. So do you see how they're identical? This is the same as this. That's why you don't need to write the mixed number. We can just leave the, oh, I forgot that this one works this way. It's not my favorite. Let's just do it like this. Delete. There we go. And one more. So the final answer this time is 5/12. Make sure that's on the bottom. Oh yeah, there it is. It's the very first one. So at this point we have these two. I'm going to do one more example. If you think you got it and you want to work, that's fine. Just don't interrupt the work of the other kids who are still watching me. In the last example, it's 7/12 divided by 2 5/8. Make sure you can find this on your page. This is a trick one. This is why I'm doing this one last. Do you notice that this is not a mixed number? It's already a fraction. So just keep it the same. 7/12. Then I'm going to look at the second number, 2 5/8. That one is a mixed number, so I'll put in my times and plus. 8 times 2, add 5. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 5 is 21. So divide by 21 over 8. All right. You got to keep, you got to change, you got to flip. You got to keep 7/12. You got to change it to multiplication. And then you got to flip the second fraction. Use its reciprocal. That's 8/21. All right, still doing great. Looking in our diagonals, here's 7 and 21. Yay, 7 is prime. So I'll divide them both by 7. 21 divided by 7. 3, because 3 7s make 21. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. Look the other direction. 8 and 12. All right, neither of those are prime, but you're going to see that we have a little bit of a problem this time. 12 divided by 8 is a decimal, so we're not going to divide by 8. I could divide by 2. 8 divided by 2, that'll work. 12 divided by 2, that works. But there's a number that's bigger than 2 and less than 8. It's 4. 12 divided by 4. See it? So we're going to divide them both by 4 this time. Divide by 4 and divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. All right, clean it up a little bit. We have 1/3 times 2/3. Top times top. 1 times 2 is 2. And for the denominator, 3 times 3, be careful, make sure you times and don't add, is 9. So that final answer is 2/9. That's this one right here. So I think we've got those 3 so far. Okay, you should finish at least the front side before the movie starts. Your guest teacher will start the movie at 10:15 a.m. You're going to complete the questions on the half sheet of paper. That's an assignment that will get collected at the end of class. So what half sheet of paper? There are questions about the movie on a half sheet of paper. The worksheet that I just did some examples on, you keep that. If you finish it, you can take pictures and turn it in. If you don't, put it in your math folder. But the half sheet of paper, that one gets turned in. Make sure your name is on it so I can give you credit. All right, can't wait to see you in school tomorrow and Wednesday.